Hello and welcome. And in this video, I'm going to be taking you through how to make an extra £12,000 by the 31st of January 2025. So if this is the first time of you coming across me, my name's Leon Street, and I'm going to take you through the exact steps that I take my clients through, that I've been able to produce in order for you to generate this result that I've shared with you. Now, some of you may or may not have come across my book, More Leads, More Clients. And I'm going to be pulling a few extracts out of that to take you through this particular live stream. We're going to be looking at 5 key areas in your business: mindset, strategy, marketing, sales, and then finally systems. Because the reality is that there are many moving parts in our business. But I want to share with you, I was speaking to my coaching clients yesterday, and one of the things that I said and shared with one of my clients on the call was, a lot of the times we're not starved or we're not poor in terms of time. The problems that we have is that we don't know where to focus in terms of our priorities. And so as I take you through each of these 5 areas in business and what you can do to create change in order to get the result that I'm talking about, this 12,000 by the end of January 31st, 2025, you'll be able to implement these things. And if at the very least, it will get your awareness to a point where you can start making change. And that's my desire for you. If this is coming through loud and clear, or you got any questions, or you just want to interact, please remember, just drop a comment, give me a thumbs up. I'm here, we're live, and I will be checking out the comments after the live stream as well. So I'm going to kick off. I've got something prepared for you, so I am going to be sharing my screen. So let me just load up something. I've got it on my phone. I thought, you know what, let me just do it quickly because I wanted some visual representation that I could share with you. And we're going to kick off with step number 1, which is mindset. And quite often when it comes to growing your business, marketing your business, increasing sales, a lot of the times we don't consider mindset in the sense of, well, where do we need to be in our beliefs, in what we believe is possible, what we think is possible, what thoughts do we have, what feelings do we have about our business, about the different aspects when it comes to marketing, when it comes to sales. And I'm going to give you a quick demonstration in this diagram. And if it's not clear, just let me know and I'll zoom in a bit more. But other than that, I should be able to take you through these very quick steps. But for me, when I came across this process and it was shared with me, it opened up my eyes as to how I could change and actually where am I focusing. And what I want to get to is these priorities that I was talking about. Because if ever you're in a position where either it's just you, solopreneur, or you've got a small team and you're thinking, you know, no matter what we do, we're not really moving the needle on the dial and growing our business or taking it to the next level where you believe is possible, or you think is possible at the very least. Whether you believe it or not, it's another thing, and we'll get into that. This is what I want to take you through right now. So if you think of your business, and I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you can see that on the right, the business, as the owner of the business, really the buck stops with you, and everything about your business when it comes to mindset is all around your thoughts, beliefs, both conscious and unconscious beliefs and feelings. Now, in order to make change in what we're doing in our business, we need to understand that our thoughts, beliefs, and feelings are our state of being, who we are. And obviously this does have a ripple effect, has a ripple effect in the sense of how you show up with your clients, how you show up with your team, how you show up when you're marketing, how you show up when you're selling, right? And in order to create the biggest impact and change and get the results that you're looking for, we need to look at our thoughts, our beliefs, and feelings. And I've got a little diagram here. What I'll do, I'll just switch the pen on here, and let me just get the pen activated so I can highlight a couple of things. Now, on the left-hand side, I'm going to just highlight in orange. This is you now, right? So the stick person on the left-hand side, this is you in your current setup, your current thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. This is your current state of being. And the way that we operate as human beings, and it's proven in science, right? We are obviously a human being. You can touch, feel, but most of us, what we understand in terms of science is that we're made up of atoms, right? And if you zoom in on an atom, what you find is that 99.99999, I think it's to the power of 10, maybe more, percent of us is actually energy, and only a very tiny fraction is the mass, which is actually what we see and feel. So the way that we operate as a human being, right, is important because our thoughts, our beliefs, and our feelings actually send out a vibe. Have you ever been in a room or come across somebody and you think, wow, this person's so vibrant, full of energy, or you've gone into a room or been with somebody else and you're like, I feel down, they're pulling me down. Because what we project is energy, and energy is a frequency. And so in order to start to change our mindset and be in a position where we can generate this 12K, we need to understand that we have to make the shift internally, because the internal shift is what will create the external result, right? And I wrote about it, in particular in my book. And actually, when I published this book, I actually put the mindset part at the back. And I think at the time, I was thinking, if people come across a marketing book, they don't want to start by looking at mindset. But what I realized over time and helping hundreds of coaches, consultants, and business owners grow their service-based businesses is actually, it's the most critical piece that we need to understand from the beginning, right? Because it doesn't matter how many strategy or hacks or different things you put in place. If your mindset's not right, your business isn't going to really go to the levels where it's possible for you. So anyway, we're on the left-hand side. We're projecting energy, which is a frequency, which you can see the red wavy line on my diagram right here, right? And the way that we look at or get to a point of where our beliefs are, usually for most humans, it starts with proof, evidence, and then our beliefs. But what if you don't have the proof or the evidence yet, right? This can have an impact on your beliefs. And so your beliefs are, hey, I want to be over here on the right-hand side. And let me just get a purple color here so we can see that. So you want to be over here, right? But the reality is that if you don't have the proof or evidence with what you're doing in your business right now, with the results that you do want to attain, your reality that you're projecting, where you want to be, your destiny, so we're calling this D1, Destiny 1, it's actually going to be limited, right? And so you're going to limit yourself because actually it's built up of the current energy and frequency. And the way that we move and change our mindset is we need to look at, well, what thoughts, beliefs, and feelings do we have? And what we first need to do, and I'm going to put a little arrow going up, and we need to simply decide, right? And we decide to change. And so what happens is we're making a conscious decision to change. Remember, we still do have unconscious beliefs and different things going on, thoughts, right? But first, we must have that decision. This becomes the catalyst to change. And what happens is we start to alter the frequency of the energy that we put out. And so I'm going to choose, let me choose a different color. I'll go with blue in this sense. And so what happens is, actually, it's come out red. We'll keep it red. We start to project a different frequency, right? A different color would have been cool, but we start projecting this different frequency. And what happens is this frequency is obviously the new energy because we've decided to change, right? That means new thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. And I'm going to get into exactly what needs to happen around that. But what happens is, and I'll just highlight, we start to create a new destiny, which is this D2 over here. And so in order to move to Destiny 2, which is where you want to be making this 12K by the end of January, we are starting to now change thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. So let me shift, and I'm going to close that. So what happens is we start projecting, and I'm going to overlay, and you can see here, and I'll get to this in a moment. We're going to zoom in. We start projecting a new frequency into the destiny where we want to be. Now, for some of you watching this thinking, oh, it sounds a bit like woo-woo. Remember, this is science. We project energy. It's proven. It's actually, they have experiments that show this. But I'm just showing you, and I'm going to make it real in a moment by giving you an example, is that if you're feeling down and you're in your business and, you got a number of things to do, let's say you got to record some videos, you got to do some marketing, you got some admin, you got team meetings coming up, no matter what anybody says to you, if you stay in that energy of feeling down, depressed, anxious, angry, frustrated, whatever the thing is that is going on with you, would you agree that it has an impact in your business? Yes, right? So in order to start changing the results of what we actually want to tangibly achieve, meaning, the outcomes, the money. And look, when I say the money, I am talking about money right now, but I truly believe that if you're in business, you are here to serve, and it's about impact. And as a direct result of the service and impact that you give to the people that come into your business as clients, you should be compensated fairly. And that's where obviously this 12K comes from. So we decide to change. And what happens is, and I just want to share, so these are actual notes I've got in my own journal here. So this is something I actually, I practice, I preach, and I share also with myself and clients. And so I just want to give you an example of what needs to happen. So when you change your thoughts, your beliefs and feelings, this is about the actions and choices that you make will change, right? And this can be a difficult thing, especially if you've got habits that hold you to the actions that you would normally take. But this is the part where you have to make change, right, in your actions and choices. So how do you move? How do you think? How do you deal with things? These are all parts of the things that you've got to change. So what is it that you believe, and what actions do you take and deal with in terms of frustration, self-doubt, fear? And this is what will help you to change those thoughts, beliefs, and feelings so that you can visualize and move yourself into destiny 2. So hopefully everybody's got that. And I want to share an important part of this, and the reason why I wanted to emphasize this, and I'll just zoom in a bit, see if we can get it a bit bigger. There we are. So remember, we're the person on the left right now. We want to create some outcomes, but our destiny 1 right now is not really moving the needle on the dial, and we want to get to destiny 2. Destiny 2, by changing our thoughts and beliefs, right? So we start to change our beliefs, which is really cool. Believing things are possible, believing we can create more impact, believing we can create change with the services that we render to the people that become our clients, right? Feelings. Now, feelings are all about energy, emotion, which is where the word emotion comes from. But what a lot of people forget, and I guess most people don't understand or need to be reminded, is that in order to create feelings, it isn't just, hey, I've got a feeling in me and I can shift. There is also an aspect of, to create shift in your body, you have to change state. You've probably seen people who say, listen to your favorite songs, go out for a walk, connect in nature, go and meet some friends. That's feelings. And if you're not doing these things in your business, and I'll just come back to me, if you're not creating the shift in feelings, what I can tell you is that you won't connect to destiny 2 in the way that you need to, because it will all be based on your conscious mind. It will all be kind of like logical rather than the deep rooted subconscious, which is where the breathing, pumping the blood around your body, all the different aspects of who you are actually take place in a major way. They say that your subconscious is responsible for 95% of who you are, right? And so this is why I'm saying what you have to do is create shifts and changes in your body. And that's why people do masterminding, getting around the right people, not just to be around the people, but to be around that energy, right, that lifts you up. And this is what I want to get to. So in order to create that shift, you've not only got to create the shift in your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings, right? You've got to make sure that your outside world is also reflecting that. So you have to create those opportunities, meaning the choices and actions that you take to back up the new mindset in order to create destiny 2. So that's mindset, guys. You got to practice it daily. There's obviously different things you can do, like meditation and so on. But the first thing is you've got to shift your beliefs to know what is possible in order to make it a reality. Because if you think, oh, I'd love to make that happen, but it never really happens for me, or I never really go much beyond, whether it's 10K, 20K, 50K, 100K a month, whatever the result is for you, if you have that deep-rooted belief, you'll never really get to anywhere near the level of your potential. Now we're going to move into step 2. So step 2 is strategy. Now I'll share a quick story. I was speaking to one of my clients yesterday, and he's got a sales opportunity where he's selling to an existing client. So he's, about to renew, and he was selling an offer for £12,000. And, depending on who you are, you might think, oh, that's a great offer, or you might think it's too cheap or it's too much, whatever. Right. But the point I'm getting to is when I was speaking to him, I said, actually, what you've just sold is too cheap for what you're about to do for the client you're about to work with. And this is one of the things that I want you to really take away. How is 12K possible if you're charging £100 for your service, if you're charging £500 for your service? It's possible if you have the reach and you can connect with many people, right? But you can make it much easier if you understand the difference between value and price. And a lot of people fall into the trap. And I spoke about this in my book, where people get caught up with the time per hour trap when it comes to pricing, or project pricing, meaning I'm giving them a fixed price. But the biggest way that you can get into pricing for your offers, whether you're a coach, consultant, or a service-based business, is based on the value. What is the result or the outcome worth to that particular person or the niche that you're targeting? And if you understand that intrinsically, and both their perceived perception of the value you'll start to understand how you can increase your prices and still be fair, right? And a lot of people fall foul of their mindset when it comes to selling and what prices should be. So let me get back to the story around my client. So he's got this 12K offer, and I said, look, at the very least, it should be double the price that you've offered. Why? Because the outcome that you're providing is going to impact your client for the next 10 to 20 years. It's not that it's going to impact them for the next month. And what a lot of people don't understand is the value of what they're going to help their clients achieve, right? And when you start to understand that, meaning what's the impact on their life, meaning them, their emotions, the results that they achieve in their life or their business, the impact that it's going to have on their partner, whether their wife, their husband, their wider family, their children, their community, all of these things should be taken into consideration. Even if you're selling, like a digital course or anything like that. But if you're providing services is one of the most powerful ways to actually increase prices, because the perceived value is often much higher, right? Is everybody getting that? Is it making sense so far? Just give me a yes in the comments if it is. So anyway, we went through a quick process, and I said to my client, what is the outcome worth for your client when you've done the work that you're about to do with them? And then he started to say to me, well, we're going to do 6 sessions and we're going to do, the equivalent of X days work. And I said, look, you're going back to per hour. I said, there may be something that you do literally in a 10-minute or a 30-minute interval that has such a big impact on your client's life for the next 10 years. Can you really say that that 10 minutes is the only thing that you can charge based on, and breaking down your rate based on that 10 minutes? And I said, no, it's about the value of that, what you bring, your experience and everything that you can do to actually tap and connect with your client to create the outcome they're looking for, and that they'll be willing to invest. And here's my rule of thumb when it comes to value and price. The price that you charge, you should be able to demonstrate the value is worth at least 5 to 10 times the price. Most people fall foul of not being able to do that. And like I said, here's my book, More Leads, More Clients. If you don't know how to represent value, there's a great exercise, an example that I put in here around sales letters, and I break down, it's on page 77, where I give you an example sales letter and get you to understand, well, what's going into the offer, right? And when you get into what's going into the offer, you can also see the section on pricing there. But the point I want to get to is most people don't create like a picture for people to see how is what I'm about to offer impacting the various areas of their life, right? So for example, if you're a life coach and you were helping somebody, I don't know, like a business owner who was going through like challenges with getting to the next level, could be due to like depression or whatever it is, right? You help people make these breakthroughs. You can take them through either meditations or, different tools that you can use to create the breakthroughs, which will have such a great impact. And when you start to look at it, you could argue, well, it's only really something that I deliver based on an hour session that I do, or multiple, hours that you offer. But hear me out. Once you start to understand what is that ripple effect that that person is going to experience in their life, and how much can they use that going forward into life? It might be forever. They may be able to use what you've helped them with to create such a brand new, amazing life that, they go on and create the life of their dreams. Well, what is the life of their dreams actually worth to them? And this is where you start to break down, well, what is the value representative of? And on average, a lot of the people that I speak to in the services that coaches or consultants provide, usually the value is at least between 20 to 100,000 a year, right? If you need more information around that and you're unsure around value and price for your own service right now, what I recommend, guys, is just drop a comment below or send me a DM wherever you're seeing this, and I'll help you out and give you some tangible ideas of the value and price that you could be charging. So anyway, that is step number 2. Let's get into number 3, and then we're going to move forward into number 4, marketing. This is very short. A lot of people want to hide away from marketing. A lot of people either fall into the camp team A, which is hide away from marketing, or team B. They're doing marketing, they're busy doing marketing, but they're not actually doing anything that's having any major effect, right? So those are the 2 camps that usually happen when you're not achieving the outcomes that you're looking for. Here's my advice. If I wanted to become better at jiu-jitsu, I practice jiu-jitsu. So I've been going like just over 4 years now. There's no way I could just sit at home and think about jiu-jitsu and never attend a class, right? I have to put the time in. If I wanted to get stronger, If I wanted to get better at, for instance, like, you know, my body being stronger and being better at exercises at the gym, I have to put the time in. And if you want to create change in your business, you have to get better at putting the time into marketing, but doing things that move the needle on the dial, directly getting results where you can generate leads, like market a lead magnet, like a free guide, a free video, a free cheat sheet, a free template, like create offers around getting people to raise their hand so that they want to speak to you about getting the free thing. And this is really a great way just to get conversations going. You can use lead magnets like quizzes as well. And I've seen some people give away free courses, like short courses. That's also another great way. But the point I'm getting to is that you should invest in getting people to raise their hand around the problem that you help them to fix so that you can initiate conversations. The more that you work on putting out content to perfect, I say perfect, but to get better at your message, the more you'll understand how to connect with people. And connection is key. Why? Again, it's emotions, energy in motion, right? The better you get at your message means the better you get at actually portraying the frequencies that you want to put out to connect and attract people into you. So step number 4 is sales. So when we get into sales, how can we actually turn this thing to, you know, create a 12K result? Well, it's very simple. You start to break down your price. And I'll give you some quick examples. If you were selling a 6K offer, you'd need 2 clients between now and the end of January. If you were selling a 4K offer, you'd need 3 clients. If you had a 3K offer, you'd need 4. And if you had a 2K offer, you'd need 6 clients. Sales is about helping people. And I remember being told by a mentor of mine called John Canary, and he gave such a great quote. Sales is when 2 people walk a path of mutual agreement. Your job is to sell to the people who agree and need what you want, not for you to just impose and sell something that they don't need, right? So when you sell from a place of service, helping that person get the outcome that they're looking for and to move away from the problem or the challenges that they're facing so they can move towards what they desire. And in a nutshell, that is the key to actually moving people to actually get to the point where they sign with you. Number 5, systems. The things that I've described should all be put into processes, whether it's documents, whether it's videos. And the reason being, if it's you or whether you're working with your team, you need to be able to go back to what is the process? What did we do before? What messages did we send out? How did we create that particular piece of content? And the more you understand how to keep showing up with the base systems, the foundation that get you results, and then you can make the incremental improvements, is how you'll create more leverage and be able to bring other people into your business so that you can grow your business, because a business doesn't grow just on your own, right? You can have very successful solopreneurs, but you got to have the systems so that those systems can work for you, build automation and scale your business from, you know, not just 12K by the end of January, but doing 20, 30, 50, 100K a month. So here's my point and my conclusion, guys. We covered mindset. We covered your strategy, your marketing, sales, and then systems and team. In order to create the outcomes you're looking for, if you want help in those 5 areas and you'd like to be able to generate 12,000 between now and the end of January, just comment or DM me the word 12K and I'll know exactly what it is that you're interested in, and I'll send you details of how I can help you make that happen. Also, if you have any other questions outside of that, just with what I've spoken about today, just comment below. I'll come to your questions on whatever platform you're watching this on. And here's the thing that I want to share with you guys. Everything's possible. You just have to create a new destiny by changing your thoughts, your beliefs, and your feelings. And the more you focus on that, the more you'll get exactly what you're looking for. My name's Leon Street. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.